Things haven't really gone well for the reigning champions Kolkata Knight Riders this season. Well, out of the total of 10 matches that they've played, they've just won 4. 5 they have lost and 1 was a no result, the rained off game against the Punjab Kings there. Now, when we talk about Kolkata Knight Riders' next game against Rajasthan Royals, well, it's once again at the iconic Eden Gardens here, but then the weather for that also is not really holding up well. Well, what it's really going to be like during the game tomorrow that's going to take place between KKR and Rajasthan, well, let's have an exhaustive look about it. Well, from the AccuWeather, what we have basically brought for you is that at about 2 p.m., which is just 1.5 hours before usually the match starts, there is 20% chance of precipitation in Kolkata. Now, what does this 20% mean here? It does not really mean that there's a 20% chance of rain at or around the Eden Garden Stadium. It could be at anywhere in Kolkata. Could be 20 kilometers away from the stadium or 40 kilometers, or it could be around that particular area only. But there is some kind of a good news here that at 2 p.m. there's just 20% chance of precipitation. The same thing remains at 3 p.m. just half hour before the match usually begins, and at 4 p.m. also it does begin like that only. So 20% stays consistent from 2 p.m. until 4 p.m. Now, as we move on, 5 p.m. and 6 p.m. pretty much the same. Once again, 20% chances of precipitation at 5, at 6, just 5% increase here, 25. But now, this is where the major threat comes. At 7 p.m. there is 42% chance of precipitation, which means that when the game is usually about to finish, a day game which is usually about to finish on a Sunday, that's when the chances of rain have particularly increased, and that does not really bode well for Kolkata Knight Riders. And this is where what they would really have to do is try to finish the game before 7 p.m. or basically seal a comprehensive win, because one more defeat for Kolkata Knight Riders would mean that their chances of a playoff qualification would not be in their own hands. They would have to rely on the results of the other games to go in their favor, because Kolkata Knight Riders as of now can seal a total of 8 wins, and that would be more than enough for them to seal a qualification into the Final Four. However, if they lose one or more than one game, what this would mean is that KKR's fate would not be in their own hands. They lose one more game and they win the remaining 3. They'll get to a total of 15 points, and whether that's going to be enough or not, well, that remains to be seen, because they'll have to rely on other results. And if KKR lose a couple of matches from here on, they will be eliminated from the competition. So stay tuned to Sports Today, as we'll bring you all the latest updates and analysis from the sporting world, and we are going to bring you all the latest updates and the analysis of the KKR versus RR game. There's going to be a proper toss update at 3 p.m. or there's going to be a rain update depending upon what the situation is, a proper mid-match discussion, and obviously when the game ends, a full panel conversation that we'll have.